things, they're good learners. They learn from others. Okay. So this is a fundamental things, commitment and other things. Definitely those needs to be there before they succeed. So now how do you make yourself more and more comfortable and learning new different things? Now let's start, because I'm a mind map person. I would also prefer to give the entire session in the mind maps. Okay. So most of my session, if you see, you'll be seeing it in the mind maps. So can you see my screen? Can you see the mind map on the screen? Yes. If you can see, just type in yes. Just type in yes. Yes. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. Now let me ask you few simple questions, right? So one of the thing is, how many of you have actually, attended a seminar and then you're not able to recall after that? You tend to forget the things very often. Type in me. Don't worry, we are all strangers here. We don't know each other as such. So you don't need to be worried about what other people are going to think about, right? Do you experience this? Yes? Yeah, Rosie says yes. Bala says me, yeah. So Divya says yes. Shailesh, very often, right? Very absolutely. So Harish also says. So most of the time, this is what they are actually experiencing. Let me ask you another question. How many of you have a great team or great friends, but you don't know how to leverage them? Okay. So, but you have a great ideas, but you don't know how to implement it. So how many of you experiencing it? How many of you are going through that? If you are one of them, just type I, yeah. Me, I am, yeah. I am, yes. Rosie says I am. Saurabh says I am. Mohammed says I am. Srinivas. Jagjit, most of you guys are saying I. Very nice. Let me ask you one more important question. How many of you are a perfectionist, that you want to make the things in a right fashion, and because of that, most of your work is actually stuck? Yeah, Rosie says yes. Mohammed says no. Fair enough. Shailesh says I'm not. Saurabh says yes. Okay, here you're having a mixed reactions, right? That's fair enough. Sometimes, yes. Yeah, this also depends on the context. Maybe you are very good in some of the areas, you're very perfect, but the other areas you're not actually. So you can, even if you are having in one area, if you are getting into this, then your answer is yes, you are, right? So now if I have asked you three questions, if out of these three questions, either of these three questions, even if there is a one yes, that means you are in the right place. That means you are in the right place. So let's get started with understanding the basics of how our brain works, right? So our brain actually, works in a very, very simple manner. Let's say you take a pot. In that pot, you are putting a water, and in that pot there are different holes which are there, small porous holes are there. So you put the water. Do you think the water will be there in the pot forever? Do you think the water will be there in the pot forever? Just type in yes, no, yeah. Saurabh says no. Jagdish says no. Shailesh says no. Rosie, no. Correct. So water does not be there forever, right? Now, what happens if you have to retain that water in that particular pot? What we are supposed to be doing? The pot is already having a hole, so you got to refill it every single day or every single time, or the moment it goes out, you got to keep doing it, inputting it, or close the holes. Absolutely, that's right. You have to close the holes. But unfortunately, you don't have any materials to close the holes. What will you do? If you want the water to be there, you got to refill the water again and again, right? You have to avoid the porosity. That's an ideal condition. So let me tell you why I have took this example. If you want to know how exactly our brain works, this is exactly the way our brain works. It is like a pot. Everything that you're going to put inside, the new learning that you're going to put in, that will not be there forever. It is like a hole which is there in the pot. So that water actually gets evaporated through this, escapes through this pore. Now, this is a very, very hard truth, very difficult to believe, but until you acknowledge that this is a truth, you will not be able to learn what exactly, what you should be doing it to actually, capture this. So I gave you an example of a pot where the water is being filled in and that is having a leakage. Now our brain exactly works absolutely the same way. Now, how do we actually retain this knowledge? That retention can happen only if you start putting more and more water here. Okay, so I want to get started with this story. How many of you like stories? Just type in I do. I do. Just type in I do. Yeah, Hari says, Shailesh, Jagjit, Saurabh, Rosi, Muhammad. Absolutely, many of us like the stories, right? Because that's most powerful way of remembering different things. So let me start with the story of a Mahabharata. The Mahabharata story, wherein you had the great warrior Karna, okay, who was there in the peak of the war, and the right time when he was supposed to be using his weapons, he forgets the knowledge. He forgets the mantra that he was supposed to be using it. Now, many of you may be telling me this is a curse that the person had it, right? So for those of you who don't know about Karna, he is a warrior from the epic Mahabharata. He will be having a curse saying that, at the peak of the war, he should forget everything from his teacher. Why this particular example story has been taken? So how many of you, let's go back to our childhood days and look at when we were young, how many of you were there in the classroom and when you are about to write the examination, you're not able to remember it. But as soon as you come out of the examination hall, you're able to remember those answers. How many of you have experienced it? Be honest with this. Be honest and type in, yeah, I have. Yes, yes. Shailesh says, Saurav says, Rosi says, Jagjit. Absolutely. Yes, sometimes. Absolutely. That's how it works, right? So what is the use of the knowledge that you've studied for throughout the year and you're not able to recall during the examination hall? So what is the value of that knowledge? The value of that knowledge is zero. Let me tell you, the value of that knowledge is zero. It is not about knowing the knowledge. You should be able to recall at the right time when it is needed. Otherwise, you're gone. Okay, so Karna loses his life because he will not be able to recall at the right time. Correct. So now let's get started with the gratitude exercise because it's very powerful. So now we are going through a very, very difficult situation. Let's welcome all our Corona warriors who are actually there, who have been actually fighting for all of our safety. If you just type in Corona warriors, CW. So we'll say thank you for them, CW. Yeah, thank you. Harish, Rosi, and Muhammad, Rajesh, Lakshmanana says yes. Okay, thank you so much. And let me start with gratitude of few people, and let me thank Suren, who is the founder of Success Gyan. The special reason why I'm thanking this person is my mind map skills, which I've been using for a long time, came to light because of that. And the Sid, who is my online guru, who is helping us in strategizing the entire thing online. Thank you, Sid, for that. And my uncle and aunt, who is Madan Gopal and Vatsala, who have helped me in all my education and other stuff. And my school, where I studied in an Navodaya school. Because of that, my basics are very, very strong. And, I believe in helping people actually. Okay. So before I get started with this, is it okay if I share my introduction quickly for a few minutes so you know with whom actually you are actually listening to? Is that okay? Is that okay? Yes. Yeah, because it's absolutely necessary that you have to know. Otherwise, maybe you may be missing some of the context, right? Absolutely. Thank you for that permission. Yes, thank you. And let me get started with this. So my name is Infinity Karthik. You may be attending a lot of webinars. There's a high chance that you can forget my name. So I'm going to use a simple memory technique to make this memorize. So this is infinity. You take 8 and you make sure that 8 is actually made to sleep. That becomes infinity, right? Now you got a car which is very, very thick. That means my name is Karthik. So infinity Karthik. So whenever you're able to look at this, you should be able to recall my name. So how many of you will remember my name? Type in. How many of you will remember my name? Yes. Jagjit says yes. Lakshmanana says yes. Harish, Rosi, absolutely, because it's important. If you attend all my webinars and if you forget my name, what is the use? So first you have to be looking at that. So I've been practicing mind map from more than 20 years, more than 2 decades. And so I strongly believe in this. Every war is won before it is ever fought. This is one of the Chinese proverb. After winning around 20 or more than 20 wars, that Chinese general gives this quote. So I strongly believe if your planning is wrong, everything is wrong, right? So I'm also one of the referee with Indian Memory Championships. Most of you may not be knowing there's a memory championships happens across India, and we get the students from different parts of the country, and this happens. I'm one of the referee over there. So unfortunately, not many people know. We are making it more and more popularized. So that is how it is. So this all started during my school days. I used to be in the college in the school listening to my teacher. The moment the teacher used to tell me, I used to remember everything. But the moment I walk out of the classroom, everything used to get evaporated. So how many of you had this challenge? How many of you had this challenge? Just type in. Yes, Rajesh, just type in yes. Rajesh says yes. Jagdeep, not me, very good. Yeah, not always. Yeah, often. It's not that every way. Yeah. So in maths only, yeah, specific subjects, yes. Lakshmanan says yes. Mohammed says in maths only, yeah. Now, this is an interesting thing. So I had this challenge, and I went to the teacher and I asked, I'm not able to remember whatever I'm hearing here. The moment I go out of this, I'm not able to recall it. The teacher said, you're not focusing enough, Karthik. And I said, okay. So from next class onwards, I was focusing on this completely 100% on the board. Whatever teacher is telling, I'm just listening to it, not even looking at the girls. You can look at the seriousness with what I'm listening. The same history repeated. Nothing changed. Then I said, why is this happening to me? Then I started reaching out to all my friends. I was surprised to see that all my friends had the same problem. All my friends had the same problem. Then I was okay. I was calmed down, and saying that, okay, there's something problem. I strongly believe that everything is all about, it's all about technique. If you're doing something wrong, or you're not getting success in anything, it's just that you're not doing the right thing. So you got to understand the technique. So I started searching back those days. No internet, no Google Guru to help us. So only way was to reach out to the teachers or experts or go to the library. So I had already reached out to my expert teacher. Then the next thing was to go into library. I started looking at the library, and then I realized that there are two magazines that I found which is very, very interesting and very important. One was from Dr. Bharat Chandra's Success Digest and Competitive Success Review. In these two magazines, I could figure out there's an article on mind maps, which I started using it. Then I realized, then I read that article. I said, okay, this is the exact problem I wanted to solve. Then I started using, and then remaining thing is history, because the moment I started using as a child, what do you require? You require more time to play, right? So no matter what your parents are going to tell, get a good grades and other stuff, that's okay, but you need more time to play. So my ambition was to make more time for play. I started using mind map. That was accomplished. And there's no argument from my parents because I was able to complete my studies within time. So this is how it started. And then I went to the corporate ladder. I started growing. And after, in between, I stopped using mind maps after I finished my studies. Then a lot of meetings used to happen, a lot of projects I used to manage. Then again, I started into a different type of problem. I'm attending a lot of meeting. I don't know what are the action items for the previous meeting. And it started developing a lot of stress on me. Then one fine day I sat down and said, no, this is not going to go like this. If it goes like this, then I'll be in serious trouble. So then I look back, what is that I have to do to bring this change back? Then I realized that in the way back I was using it, now I've stopped it. So I got to just restart using mind maps. The moment I started using the mind maps, I used to capture everything in minutes of meeting in the mind maps and used to share it with everybody. And without remembering a lot of things in my head, I was able to get the best of the best results. So similarly, I used to use this in my business also. We run a business on digital marketing. That's also, we use all the minutes of meeting. We actually capture it, and we also organize many things and also planning things. Everything is done through the mind mapping actually. So this is a quick introduction about my family. This is my, wife Gayatri and Jhanavi, my daughter. And this is my father, who is a Douglas therapy expert. His name is Satyamurthy. He's also a retired principal actually. Okay, so with this I'm just getting started with this. So now most important is aspect about why you have to go and use a mind map. Why I should be using a mind map. Now let's look at this. So for those of you who have never heard about mind map, for those of you, I'm sorry, uh, let me actually show this. Okay, if whatever you're seeing on the screen is a mind map, how exactly the mind map appears? It is, you will have a center, you will have a circle with a diagram on this. I put an Aladdin's golden lamp because purposefully, because mind map is like that, it can give you, the mind is, it can give you anything that you want in your life. So that's why there's Aladdin lamp has been put in. So it will have different rays that is coming out in this particular fashion, and you can it's pretty much it's a memory technique. Why we have to look at using this as predominantly is that our brain understands the pictures better than the words. So let's understand why mind maps. I've just shown you how a mind map will look like, and we'll also talk about the applications of it. You will be able to understand it much more better. So it is great in terms of organizing the entire thing. You can actually summarize the entire book in one page. I'll show you one of the summary of a book that is done in one page during this one. And pictures are worth 1,000 words, right? How many of you have actually gone to a marriage function or somewhere you've gone in a very crowded area, somebody comes and talks to you, and you know that person, you're able to recognize him by face, but you're not able to recall his name. How many of you have faced this kind of situation? Type in I do. Yes. Rosie says yes. Rajesh, sometimes. Yes. Yeah, sometimes, not everything. Yeah, Lakshminarana also says I do. Yeah, Redmi, I don't know the name. Yeah. So Srinivas says yes. Yeah, Divya says yes, me too. Absolutely. So you got to remember why that is happening. It's something absolutely normal, nothing to worry actually. That's because our brain can actually understand the pictures better than the words. That's absolutely the reason why this happens, right? Now, why do we actually, unfortunately, what happens, most of the teaching that we do, or most of the learning that happens through the text. So that's where the issue is. You got to be teaching the people, teaching the students everything through the diagrams. The more you do it more visually, better results you're going to get it, right? So it is very good for brainstorming. For example, you have got some 10 to 15 people who are there. You want to get a best idea out of them. This is the best thing that you can look at. So this is also helps you with an incremental approach. The mind map that you saw here, this was not created in one day. Okay. This mind map, whatever you're seeing, this is not created on one day. The way I use the mind map is that whenever I get some idea, I'll start putting it in the mind map, one by one, one by one, one by one, one by one. So over the period of time, the solution gets developed, because that's how the brain works. If you want to come and sit and want to do an end-to-end plan, that will never going to work. So always you will have a missing piece. So the best thing is that you start putting whatever the brain is giving you the information, and then update it with the missing information. So that's where it is, brainstorming, incremental. Always you want to be looking at the incremental one. So linear versus non-linear way of thinking. So we are going to do a fantastic exercise about linear versus non-linear thinking, because even though if I tell you, you may not be able to understand it. It's, you got the experiences. The most important aspect about the mind map is to quick recall. By using the mind map, you can actually save 92% of your recall time. Let me ask you this question. You go and attend a seminar for the whole day, okay? And if you want to recall it, and for recalling, do you want to take the whole day? How many of you will do that? Do you think recalling, you will take the whole day?
No.
Jagjit said no. Yeah.
No.
So yeah, Rajesh says no, Rosie says no. Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to spend the whole day recalling it again. So recall has to be really, really quick. You know, it should happen in matter of few minutes. If you can, you know, recall the hours together worth of class in the matter of minutes, that's where you can recall it very, very often. So how do we do this? This mind map is the solution for this, right? So I was talking about you know, today I was actually looking at one of the problem I wanted to solve, but for that problem the solution was there on a seminar which I attended some 2-3 years back. Okay, so I know that in that seminar they told me about the solution, but I did not have anything handy. So what I have to do is I could not recall it. I went back to the mind map. I have a habit of creating a mind map for every session that I go, and I went back to that mind map, looked at that particular notes, and then I could realize that okay, this is the solution. I took the solution for a training that I have attended 3 years back. I'm using it today. Okay, so that's the power of mind maps, you know. So let me ask you one simple question. You know, when you buy a mobile, how do you get started with this? So do you get a manual when you buy it? When you buy a when you get a mobile, how do you get started? How do you get started? Let's go with the natural way. If there is a mobile comes to your place, how do you start? How do you start? Yeah, you switch on, correct? Afterwards, look for the features. Yes, absolutely. Looks and features, you'll look at it. Then you'll go through the manuals for instruction. Absolutely. Refer the manual. Yes, absolutely. You're spot on. Uncover the box. Correct, Mohammed. So first step is to uncover the box, then charge the battery. Absolutely. Experiment and explore. Absolutely, Divya. That's also there. Based on your Rajesh, based on your past experience also, you can start learning. Absolutely. Now, let me ask you this question. So once you go through the manual, you know that you are using the manual, using the, you know, mobile to a maximum extent. How many of you have the manual for your brain? Can you type in? How many of you have the manual for your brain? Do you have a manual for your brain? Yeah, Saurabh says not with me. Hari says no. Mohammed says no. Rosie says no. Lakshmana, Jagjit. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Rajesh is asking, what is that manual? Absolutely, you're right. Because we never heard about such a thing actually. Correct? We never thought about it. So how do we know that we are using it to a maximum extent? How do you know that we are using it to a maximum extent? I'm repeating this question again and again. I'm going to repeat it once again. It's a very important question for all of you to ask yourself. If you don't have a manual for your brain, how do you think you are using your brain to a maximum extent? Yeah, most of us, yeah, we have no idea. We have no idea. That is the truth, right? So whatever we are actually using is based on our experience. Now, the brain has a capability of reaching, you know, to the stars also within a matter of few seconds. But how much are we using it, right? It's like all of you being given a Ferrari car, but you want to drive it in Bangalore traffic or a metro traffic. Are you getting it? If you are with me, just type in with me. Just type in with me. Yes, yes, with you, yeah. So in between, I'll be giving you a common man's analogy so that you will be able to understand it in a very easy manner and able to relate it. It's as good as you got a Ferrari car, you want to drive it in your metro traffic, whichever city you are in, right? So if you want to drive a Ferrari car, where do you want to drive? What is that you need? What is that you need? Correct? Yep. You need a highway where it can actually open road with no traffic, where you can drive with the maximum capacity. Correct? Now the question is, how do you create a road? Correct. Clear road with no traffic. Now the question is, how do you create a clear road with no traffic for your brain to go with that speed? So let's do the exercise, okay? There are two exercises we are going to do it. One would be a very, very important. visualization experience we're going to take. Other one we're going to do a game actually. Okay, so now is the first one is the sun visualization. So let me tell you the prerequisites. So of this is, first you got to close your eyes, take the deep breath, write down with your paper and pen what you have got it. So the visualization exercise will last for 30 seconds. And in this 30 seconds, what you're going to do is, okay. So in this 30 seconds, whatever you're able to see, the letter or picture, whatever you're seeing from the sun, you're going to write it down, or probably you can tell me after this 30 seconds is over. Is the instructions clear? If the instructions
No,
are clear?
No, sir.
No? Okay. Repeat once again.
Please. Okay, sir. So
Yeah.
it's clear.
Let me repeat once again.
Yeah.
So we are going to do a visualization exercise. All you have to do is, you will be given 30 seconds. You have to close your eyes.
Okay.
And take a deep breath and close your eyes. For 30 seconds, you imagine the sun. No matter how are you going to imagine. It can be different color, different shapes, where and all you are looking at, that's left to your imagination. Don't put any prerequisite.
Okay.
Allow your brain to think in a natural way. Okay. All you got to do is close your eyes, take a deep breath. I'm going to give a time for 30 seconds. Imagine the sun, and after this 30 seconds is over, you're going to tell me in this chat box, you're going to put what did you see actually. Is the instructions clear?
Yeah.
Clear? If
Yes.
you're clear, just type in clear.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Jagjeet says no. I can repeat once again, no problem. Jagjeet, it's very simple. Close your eyes and think about sun. Okay, the sun who's giving us the light. You got to think about him for 30 seconds. Don't think anything other than sun. And after 30 seconds, you're going to tell what did you see, because it's a visualization experience. Everybody will have a different experience. Okay. So with this, I'm going to get started, and your time starts. Just a minute, I'm just setting it, and your time starts now. Go ahead. Yeah, time up, stop. Okay, so now tell me how many, what are the things that you saw when you actually, closed your eyes? Just type in, whatever may be the experience, you can just type in. Just tell me, what did you say? Red dot, okay. In a calm morning day, that's correct. So bright orange morning sunrise with beach water, very nice. Sparkling silver shades, wow. Fire inside the sun. Number 7, I was teaching, wow. Clear clouds, orange ball with a gray background. Balasubramaniam says, Rajesh says sun bath. Shailesh says very bright sun, not able to see. Correct. Saurabh says sun, cloud, birds, trees, and on your terrace. Hari says I visualize morning sun. Absolutely. So there is a specific reason why I asked you to do this visualization exercise. And the reason why I'm actually telling this is I gave the instruction to all of you, the same instruction, correct? But the output is different. Are you observing? There's nothing called as right or wrong, okay? So it's a sun visualization, right? So you are saying, Rajesh says sun bath, Srinivas says image drawn by a child, Divya says bright sun, bright orange and everything, okay? That is first thing. Second thing, if you look at this image, whatever I have written here, okay, whatever you are actually looking at this, are you seeing this in a very similar fashion as a sun? Are you seeing this? Center, you got a core and you have got the rays that is coming out, right? So your mind map, if you are looking at, if you are able to visualize a sun, you'll be able to relate it in a very, very long time. You'll not be able to forget it so easily. That is the purpose of doing this visualization exercise. Okay, got it? Now, the other thing is that no matter whatever I'll tell you, okay, I can tell you 100 different theory things, and after that you will come and say he was just talking about all theory, right? So we are the people who are, we strongly believe in, you know, looking at the numbers, statistics, and experiencing it. Unless you experience yourself, there's nothing that you want to believe it, right? Now let's get started with the experiencing. So for that we are going to do an exercise now. This exercise will illustrate the difference between the linear thinking and the non-linear thinking, linear thinking versus radial thinking. Okay. So what is linear thinking and what is the radial thinking? In simple words, linear thinking is if you are going with a normal mode of thinking. For example, if I tell you, if I put 1 liter of petrol, the bike will go for 50 kilometers. Okay. If I put 2 liters of petrol, how much the bike will go? How much distance it can go? How much it can go? 1 liter, 50 kilometers. 2 liters, 100. Correct, absolutely, 100. Let's say I'm going to put 4 liters of petrol. How much it can go? 4 liters of petrol?
200.
200. Correct? Absolutely. Now let me ask you this question. Now, if I give you, if all of you eat one chapati, okay, or one roti, you can walk 1 kilometer. Okay. Now let's say I'm going to give you two chapati or 2 roti. How much you can walk? 2 kilometers. Let's say I'm going to give you 10 rotis. Okay. How much kilometer you can walk?
No. 1 kilometer.
0 kilometers. Yeah, correct. You will have a nice roti and then you will have a good sleep. Yes. You might not even, you know, cross 1 kilometer also, right? So that's a non-linear. So non-linear can be in a, you know, lower end or at a higher end. Okay, so it can be. Now let's experience how exactly it's going to come. I'm going to take an example of a gem clip or a paper clip. So can you see this gem clip image in this screen?
Yes.
Can you see it? All of you, if you can see it, just type in I can see. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Right. Fantastic, fantastic. Right. Now, I hope all of you have got your paper and pen ready.
Yes.
It's an important exercise. I want you guys to be with me. Okay. So linear thinking. So we are going to first do an experiment. See, our brain has a capacity, okay, to think both in linear way and non-linear way. So now first we will work in the linear way, in the normal way, how we have been trained to use our brain. Okay. So let's look at the application. So if I take this gem clip, where and all I can use the uses of this gem clip, you have to make a list of it. Okay. So the rule is simple. This is a time-based exercise. You're going to get 1 minute. You keep your paper and pen handy. So don't think too much. Whatever you're getting in your brain, keep on writing it. Okay. Don't stop, because if you stop, the flow will stop actually, right? So is the instructions clear? If the instruction is clear, type in clear. If no, type in no. I will explain it again. No? Okay. No problem. I'll explain once again. So the reason, let's understand the objective. Our brain can think in a linear fashion and also in a non-linear fashion. So we will do an exercise to illustrate how exactly our brain works. So first we'll start with the linear way of thinking. For that, we are taking an example of a gem clip. So gem clip or a paper clip, which you are seeing in this image. So what we have to do is, I'm going to give you 1 minute time. For that 1 minute time, you have to write where and all this paper clip can be used. For example, the paper clip or gem clip is used to, hold the paper together. For example, if I got some 10 sheets, I want to hold it together, I'm going to use this gem clip. So that is one of my application, one of my use. Similarly, where and all you can use, you can just start writing it down. Okay. Let's say you're able to use it in some other way. One is for paper, the same thing you can do it with book, something else, that will be your second use, right? Is it clear now? Just type in, you're going to get 1 minute time to do that. Is this clear? Is this clear now? Yeah. Now I'm going to tell you the exact timer, and at that time, so you're going to get started. Okay, keep your paper and pen ready, and your time starts now. It's very simple. All you got to do is start writing down the different uses of this paper clip. No rocket science. You're going to do it in 1 minute time. That's all. "30 seconds over." Almost, we are ending at, and now it's 60 seconds. Stop, 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 stop. Okay, just type in the chat how many numbers. You just tell me the numbers. You don't need to tell me this. Okay, Raja says 4, Harish 2, fine. Rosie 3, 4, Shailesh 3, Jagjit 3, Lakshmanan 4, Redmi 2, Saurabh 11, very nice. Divya 8, very nice, very nice. Okay. Now Srinivas says 4. That's good. That's good. So we have a varied number starting from 2 to 11 maximum now. Now let's shift the gear. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make our non-linear way of thinking. So now for the non-linear way of thinking, so the instruction remains the same. You're going to use the paper clip, but only thing is where and all you cannot use the paper clip, you have to write. For example, paper clip cannot be used in kitchen. That is one. Paper clip cannot be used in the car. Second, are you getting it? So where and all you have used, similar thing you're going to do is where you're not going to use. Same instruction, you're going to get 1 minute. Where and all you cannot use the paper clip, you're going to make a list of it. Is the instruction? Yeah, opposite, exactly opposite. Is this instruction clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you are clear, just type in clear. I just want to make sure you are clear with the instruction. Otherwise, we will be missing you. Clear? Yes. Hari says clear. Rajesh says yes. Jagjit says clear. Lakshmanana says clear. Okay. Now let's get started. The time and your time starts now. Exactly 1 minute. So we're almost coming there at the end, and stop, stop, stop. Okay. Now tell me the number of lists that you have prepared. 6, Rajesh 6, Lakshmanan 8, Jagjit 3, Harish 10, Saurabh 3, Divya 6. Wow, numbers have increased. Rosie 10, wow, 2 digits. Redmi 6. Srinivas 8, very nice. All of you guys are actually, uh, using your brain now in a different fashion. So the numbers are going up. Fantastic. Okay. Now let's look at this. You may be wondering why, Karthik is asking us to write an application and then you are saying where you cannot be applied, right? So there is a reason behind it. So we are going to use a creative, brain now. In our creative brain, so what we are going to do is we are going to convert a non-application into an application. For example, let me illustrate with an example. The example is that I'm going to take the example I gave was that gem clip. Gem clip cannot be used in kitchen, correct? So what I'll do is I will take this gem clip, whatever is there. I'm going to unwind it. Okay, I'm going to unwind it like a wire. I will use this to clean my sink. Are you getting it? I'll use this to clean my stove. Are you getting it? Is the instructions clear?
Yeah.
Now we are going to convert a non-use or a non-application to an application. Okay, Jagjit, let me explain it once again. So the example that I gave was the gem clip, whatever I'm using it, I cannot use it in kitchen, correct? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unwind that gem clip. I'm going to make it a straight wire. And in that straight wire, I'm going to use it in kitchen, but the purpose I'm going to use it to clean the sink. To clean the sink. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
And the same thing, I'm going to use it in the car. Wherever I have an issue in cleaning, I'm going to use this gem clip. Okay? So now I'm going to give you 1 minute time. In this 1 minute time, what you have to do is, you have got two lists. One is the initial uses, the other one is where and all you cannot use. Move this wherever you cannot use it, move this to a uses. Are you getting it? Is this clear? So Rajesh says no. Okay. So basically what we are trying to do is, now we have only limited number of answers that you got when you wrote in a linear fashion. So we want to increase that number, actually number of possibilities that you're looking at. So that is why we are using a techniques to identify where and all the gem clip cannot be used, and use that technique to convert this into a where and all the gem clip can be used. Is this clear? Creative applications, creative way of looking at, absolutely. Now let's get started. So now we have got 1 minute time. The same, I'm going to give you 1 minute time. Move this to this list. Okay, just tell me after 1 minute time, how many of that you are able to move to the next level. Okay, your time starts now. Just think over, you don't need to be perfect. If you feel that is something that is relevant, just go and do it. Don't worry about perfection. Okay, and actually your time is up. Stop. Now tell me how many of you moved from non-use to use. 6, Jagdeep 6, wow. 4 out of 6. Saurabh all, Rajesh 8, fantastic. Shailesh 3, Lakshmanan 8, wow. Look at the numbers increasing actually. Right? So yeah, Redmi says 5, fantastic. So Srinivas says 4. Now let's do a quick calculation because yeah, so no problem, Rosie, go ahead. So let's do a quick calculation. Earlier, for example, you had 4 ideas, and after that now we had increased, after we do this exercise, you are able to increase it by another 4. Totally it becomes 8, right? That means do a quick calculation. the percentage increase that you had. So initially it was 4, now it became 8. That means 100% increase, 100% increase in the results that you have got. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? That means just in less than 6 minutes time, okay, you guys have just demonstrated everything is same. You're the same person. The thinking capacity is same. Nothing has changed. Only with the different exercise that we did today, you're able to increase your capability of your brain to give you more results. Correct? Are you getting it? So that's the beauty of it. So let's do a live demo of how you can create a mind map. So it's very, very interesting thing because this is going to show you a very important thing, right? So no matter how much I'll tell you, you will never be able to, agree to it. But again, when you do it with an exercise, you are more convinced that, okay, this is something that I can do it, right? As a common person, if you can get that confidence, that's where the change is going to begin. If you're not getting it, then there's no way, you're going to, make the difference. Okay. So I'm going to share you, let's do a live mind mapping now. Do you like the live mind mapping? Is it okay if I do a live mind mapping? Will you like it?
Yes, yes. Absolutely,
Yes. Just type in yes, yes.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes, yes. Jagjit says, Saurabh says, Divya says, yes, absolutely. I want to show this demonstration. The reason why I'm doing is because otherwise you will not be able to visualize it, right? What I'm talking about. So I'm starting with this, the vision mapping exercise that we're going to do it. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to delete this. Okay. Now tell me, we'll create a live, delete all. So we're going to do a vision mapping. Let's look at how many of you want to, what is your, are you not able to see the video? Are you not able to see my screen? Vision mapping? Yes, yes. Okay, fine. Absolutely. If you're able to see my screen, vision mapping, then fantastic. Now let's get started. Jagdish says, no, how is it possible? Because everybody else is able to see it. I can stop the share and show it again. Okay. Now let's look at this. I hope now you are able to see it, right? Yes. Okay, Jagdish sir, I'm not sure everybody else is able to see. I'm not sure why you're not able to see. Are you connected through the mobile? If you're connected through the mobile, there may be a chance that, that could be the reason. So if you're connected to the mobile, that could be one of the reason. But you should be able to see. Just align your, different options. You should be able to see that. Okay. Now let's get started because we have around so many people. So what is your vision in your life? What do you think the success is for you in your life? Can you just tell me? What is your success? You can just type in. You can type in 100 crore company. Okay. So I'm going to write company, happiness. Yeah. Happy family. Yeah. Personal growth. Yes. To change how much? 1 million. 1 million life. Okay. To change 1 million life. Okay. Next. What else you feel is your success? Only this much? Find my ways of fires through corona in coming years. How do you put it? How do you simplify this? Giving back to society. Okay.
Like,
Giving.
fight corona.
Okay. Fight corona. Then lead a happy and healthy. Yeah, healthy. I was waiting for this healthy because nobody talked about healthy also, right? Healthy life. Okay. Yeah. Next. Use vaccine. Okay. Yeah. Next. Anything else that you can think through? So what is your wealthy? Yes, absolutely. Wealthy is also important thing, right? What else?
What else?
Travel, yes.
Travel,
Many of you
yes.
would be
Many of you would be
interested to
interested to
travel.
travel.
Financial
Financial
freedom,
freedom,
holidays.
holidays.
Yeah,
Yeah,
holidays is
holidays
good,
is
but
good, but
not at this
not at
time.
this time.
Not during the corona time. Help people, yes. Then you are saying settle at a choice of place. Yeah, child's marriage. Absolutely. You know, each one of you have a different, aspect. Marriage, correct? And you want your children to be settled. You want your retirement life, retirement life, recognition, create employment, remove hunger, charity. Okay, so it's just so many things, that is coming out. Now, what we will do is we can actually look at. So somebody talked about the company. So let's look at the company, and let's add something here. Okay, change. Okay, basically it's a company. It's okay. Change 1 million, and the choice of place. Oh, I think I deleted the other one. Huh? Okay, that's okay. I'll add it once again. I want to create a company, maybe 100 crores, whatever. So then somebody, company is on the top. Huh? It's there. Huh? It is there. Yeah. Okay, no problem. So we can actually take this. I can cut this and I can put it here. 100 crores. I'm going to delete this. So, okay. Spread the passion, right? So absolutely. So we have listed many things as part of the exercise that we have got, right? So now I'm just looking at the placed or the, for example, change with, let's say 100 crores. Okay. So 100 crore means probably I need to add some, I can add a photo here actually. Can add a photo of something like a dollar. Yeah, see, and that comes here, gets populated here. Okay. So can you see that? Did you see that? So similarly for happiness, let's search for happiness, what image you can get. Yeah. So happiness, the best thing is to go with the children, how they're looking at. Okay. So we can do this alignment later. So I'm just showing you the thought process, we can just do a quick cleanup and this will get aligned better actually. So we can do some more alignments, after this done. So, but if you recall what you're actually looking at, right? So I'll tell you the software, Rajesh. Yeah. So basically what is happening is just in front of you. I had no idea about the vision mapping, what you guys are actually thinking about. All of you gave me the idea and I just consolidated it, everything together. That means if one person has to give so many ideas, there is a very high chance that you will miss one or the other points. But when as a team, when you're working, so each one of you gave individual ideas, we came out with a fantastic vision mapping, right? So this is the beauty of brainstorming and getting the ideas and putting it together, right? This is called Iowa. which we use. This is an authentic Tony Buzan's mind mapping software. I'll message you the link, and for those of you who wants to register and make use of it, you can do it. Up to 3 mind maps, you can do it free actually. Okay. So is this clear? So yeah, very nice. Okay, let's go back to our original mind map, which you're using. Just give me a minute. Yes, I'm just sharing my screen. Can you see my screen again? The original mind map. Yes. Okay, fantastic. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think Jagdeep, that has to do with your mobile actually. Okay, others, are you able to see the screen?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Now, let me tell you some of the case studies where and all you can use and some of the tools. So the most powerful one is the using your blank paper and pen. That's very, very powerful. This is the most important thing. So even today, I use this every day. And the softwares, there are a lot of softwares which are available, which you can use it based on the usage. You can reach out to me. I will tell you which software you should be using it. So now some of the mind mapping creation takes very less time. Basically, you need to understand as a thought process and experience what I've got. I try to simplify the things as much as possible so that you can spend more time on implementing actually. Let me tell you the case studies where and all you can use. You can use it in a business to create different minutes of meeting, for tasks, for organizing, for the whole day planning that you can do it. And then you have something called as a project management. If you want to handle a complex project, I'll give you an example of what is the kind of complex project we have handled with the mind map. So we did an environmental project called seed ball. In that seed ball project, we used to use the mud and cow dung, and then used to take the seed, put it inside it, and throw it, dry it, and then throw it in different places before the monsoon comes. And during the monsoon, all these things will sprout into different saplings. So that was a problem. That was a project. It was an environment project. We wanted to do it in 30 different districts across Karnataka, all together simultaneously. Okay, everything wanted to be done in simultaneously. We had more than 300 plus different people who are there, who are there, part of them. We had to do separate meetings with every single person. Every person had a different skill set, different background. We had to work with forest department, schools, teachers, NGO partners, you name it, different types of people were there. So the entire planning was done in the mind mapping. So we captured all the meeting details using a mind map. Project planning was okay. So can you mute the others? So yeah, thank you. And then the entire planning was done using the mind map. Then the execution and the entire results were also shared with the mind map. So that was a fantastic thing. Other application, I'll tell you, you can use it as a travel checklist. I think still somebody's not on mute. Let me do one thing. If I can mute them. Okay, I've muted all of them. Yeah. So another thing is that you can use it as a travel checklist. If you want to go to a different place, you can prepare a travel checklist. When you go there, you can take a photo of that location and attach it with your mind map. Because nowadays you visit a lot of places and those photos are lost actually. So what we do is, me and my wife and my father, everybody, you can't go to a same place again and again. It's a very expensive thing, right? So what we do is, whenever we have some time, especially with this COVID, we are not able to go outside, we go and open all the previous mind maps where and all we have previously visited. So when we look at those pictures, location, time, and everything becomes a revising thing. So that's an amazing that you can actually experience, right? So now, how many of you actually with this exercise that we did, right, you felt the value, you really felt the value, or you learned something new. Just type in learned new, right? Just type in learned new. Yeah, learned new. Yeah, definitely felt the value. Yes. How many of you felt it was an awesome? It was awesome. Yeah, learned new. Yeah, Hari says, Miss says, Lakshminarayana says, awesome. Yep. Absolutely. Yes. Learned new things. Absolutely. Yeah, Jagdish, good start. Yeah, of course. You got to start somewhere, then you're going to have it. Lot more to understand though. Absolutely. You can't become an expert in one day anyway. So, but again, it's a good starts to get with this. Okay. Now let's look at this, So for those of you who wants to really take this mind mapping to the next level, what we are actually doing is we are actually offering a course. Okay. So how many of you want to take the mind mapping to a next level? Let me know. How many of you want to take the mind mapping to the next level? So let me ask you this question. What is the best investment that your parents have done on you? What is the best investment that your parents have done on you? Any answers? Education, yes. Education, yes. Lakshminarayan says education. Praveen, education. Harish says studies. Divya, education. Yeah. So Saurabh, education. Chauhan says education. Malti, education. Absolutely. Opportunity to explore, Divya. Most of you are actually on spot on. Education is the best investment that your parents have done anytime on you, right? So on which education you should be investing is also important. Any education that you can do carry on throughout your life, that you can implement on your day-to-day life, because you studied so many subjects in your life. How many things that you are really using it on a day-to-day life? Correct. There's a question that you have to ask yourself. How many of the things that you're really using in your day-to-day life? Yes, life skill, Lakshmanan, absolutely. You got to invest. Even when the education comes in, you got to invest in the life skills first, because this is going to take you forever, right? So invest in your life skills, which is going to be there. So what we are talking about is the mind map is a life skill. It's going to change your life. Okay. So let me tell you what are the things that we are going to cover as part of this, life skill that I'm going to talk about, right? So there are a few things that I want to cover, okay, as a part of, okay. Okay, so just give me a minute, something wrong, okay. So what we are trying to do is, the life skill is the one thing that you should always invest. The best investment comes with the life skills. Okay, for some reason I've got a PPT which I'm unable to share it, but let me explain it in this one right away. Okay, so what we are trying to offer is we are actually offering a course which comes with two live sessions that will be conducted on a weekend. But before you get into the live session, we want all of you to get familiar with different terminologies and other stuff, because each one of you have a different speed at which you learn, right? So we don't want all of you to come to a live session and each one of you are at a different speed. So it will have a problem for everybody. So we are giving a 12 set of recording videos, recorded videos, which is 3 sets basically, total 12 recorded videos. It will not be very big videos, because I don't want to make it a very complicated thing, because if you are spending a lot of time on just learning, when do you implement? So you got a very small and crisp, clear instructions that is given, 12 videos. You're going to finish that at your own pace before the live session starts. And then you come to the live session. Then we will actually go through your fundamentals of mind map. How do you get started? How do you implement it? How you can get started with just paper and pen without complicating anything? How you can create a great mind map within 5 to 10 minutes time, and how you can start introducing and implementing these mind maps in your day-to-day life in less than 15 minutes time. So you'll be able to visualize it. All those things we're going to cover. And also we understand that no matter how much the live session I'm going to give, you will still have questions, right? So you'll not be finishing within that particular time. So we're going to offer close to 6 live mind mapping, mastermind sessions. Okay, 6 mastermind sessions, because this is very, very important. I strongly believe that if I don't give you enough time for you to come back and ask those questions, you'll never be able to succeed actually, right? So the importance of, one time Einstein had a thing, Einstein used to go and actually give different sessions. Okay, this is a very favorite of mine. Einstein used to go and give different sessions in different places, and his driver used to take the Einsteins to that place every time. After listening to Einstein's session so many times, the driver becomes so proficient, right? One day he said, Einstein, that because those days nobody knows who is Einstein and other stuff, right? They went to one meeting. Then Einstein's driver said, "Sir, I want to give the session on your behalf. May I?" Einstein was shocked. What is this proposal coming from a driver? And he said, "Okay, go ahead." And then he allowed the driver to actually, tell this. And the driver delivered, those sessions so absolutely fantastic. Nobody could believe that he's not an Einstein. Okay. Then after he finishes this meeting, his session, the most important is the question and answer session, right? Because anybody can actually buy head what he's telling. Only an expert can answer different questions that is coming from. He says, "Now let me invite my driver to answer your questions." Then Einstein comes on the stage and he answers all the questions. So now you can imagine, it's not that you just listen to few things, not everybody becomes an expert, but to answer those questions, you really need to have this knowledge and guts to face the public, right? So I strongly believe in that. So that is why we are offering a live mastermind sessions. So 6 mastermind sessions, it will be live. And I'm going to give another 6 mastermind sessions bonus, because I'm very strongly believe Chauhan sir has specially requested me for all our members. We want an extra support. So that's why I'm going to offer another 6 extra sessions. It's going to be an awesome thing. And we're going to have a community. We want to build a community of mind mappers, because I use mind map in every single thing that I do, starting from capturing the minutes of meeting to the grocery that I'm going to bring for my family. I use mind mapping. Okay. So I want more, and it saves a lot of time actually. You'll be amazed to see how much time you can save and what is the value that you can give it to the time, right? So the time is something that is, absolutely, you cannot even imagine, right? So other things that you can also look at, when you start looking at, so the mind mapping, is that, so we also look at connecting you with a Telegram and a WhatsApp, Telegram and a Facebook group, so that even after this, any questions that you have, you can still be part of our community and ask those questions. Next one is, it is not that you're just using it, for yourself. Okay. It is not just for yourself. It's also for your family. Okay. If you have your kids, if you have your parents, everybody is, you can actually use it, right? So if you're looking at that particular angle, it is very, very a big deal what you're looking at. In addition to this, I'm going to cover what is a mind map. Okay. What is a mind map? How are you going to use it? What are the uses of it? With different templates, we're going to talk about how we can use these templates and how you can actually inculcate the skills in your kids starting from your childhood days, because it's going to be a life skill. How we are going to implement it. All these things we're going to cover it. Okay. So the whole intention is to keep the things very, very simple. The reason why we are not able to succeed in most of the time is we don't simplify the things, right? How many of you feel that? Yes. How many of you feel that in life we are not able to accomplish many things just because we don't simplify the things, right? Agreed? If you agree, just type in agree. Just type in agree. Correct? Agreed. Yes. Rajesh says, Lakshmana says agree. Absolutely. You got to make the things simple. Then only you can implement. If I make the things complicated, then there is no issue. So the whole concept, the way entire thing will be explained in a very, very simple manner, right? You have attended my first webinar. You have understood how I'm actually teaching, how I'm simplifying it, how I'm giving you real life scenarios, how I'm going to connect all those things, how I'm going to make it simple. The whole idea is that after you attend your live sessions, you should be able to get started, to start with paper and pen. This is the primary requirement. Why you have to start with paper and pen? There is a scientific reason behind it. You got to understand there's a synchronization between hand and brain that is happening. We are nowadays not using because of mobile and other stuff. Because of that, we are losing a lot of creativity. So I'll explain a scientific reason of using everything. If you want to start with, you got to use a blank paper. Why you should use a blank paper, that also I'm going to explain it. Many of the people don't know about it. So I'm going to tell you, these are absolutely golden nuggets. If you start implementing in your life, it's going to change the entire thing. Okay. So for the entire course, what we are actually looking at, right? It's absolutely amazing. And the people who are going to complete this, they're going to get a certificate of completion as well once they complete this course. And after the completion of the certificate, they'll be part of our community. And this community, we want to grow. Actually, the more and more people grow, you're going to get a maximum benefit out of it. Right now, how much do we actually look at it? Right, how much do we price this particular thing? As I was telling, this is not something as a living but butter and butter for me for this. But again, I don't want to give it free also, because when you give certain things as a free, people take it granted. When people pay, they are very serious, right? So the entire thing, what I'm going to give, the live session and everything that you're going to cost easily, I'll tell you, around anywhere between 50 to 60,000 rupees. Okay, 50 to 60,000 rupees. But however, for this specific reason, because the Chauhan sir has specifically asked me to give a very good discount for this, I'm going to actually slash this one absolutely to a very, very less amount. Okay, so that is going to be around rupees 9,999 rupees. Correct? So many of you will be thinking, okay, rupees 9,999 rupees is also still expensive, right? So how many of you want more discount? How many of you want more discount? Let me know. Say, just type in want more, want more. Just type in want more, want more. Yeah, Jagdish says welcome. Yeah, want more, Lakshminarayana. Yes. Yes, yes, more. Absolutely, Rajesh. Welcome. Want more. Absolutely, Chavan sir also is telling. Absolutely. Okay. I'm going to slash this. I'm going to reduce this because we are all Indians. We like discounts. We like discounts. And this is going to be a no-brainer one time. For those of you who are going to register today, it's going to be just rupees 999 rupees. It's going to be just rupees 999 rupees. How many of you believe it's an awesome deal? How many of you believe it's an awesome deal? Type in awesome. Great, great, awesome, right? Awesome, right? Absolutely awesome. Only 999 rupees for the entire course is a lifetime change. You can use it for yourself. You can use it for your life. You can use it for teach your kids. You can use it with your parents. Whatever the information that you're going to store, for lifelong, wherever seminar you're going to use, you might have attend different seminars, like you will go and come, right? All those things, you can store it, as I was telling, right? So 3 years back, seminars detail, I was able to retrieve and I'm able to apply that. Okay, I'm just typing the link here for those of you who are going to actually want to take this action now. Please go ahead and register right away. We are having a live session starting tomorrow. We have 2 sessions actually, Saturday and Sunday. Both are between from 8 to 10 o'clock. And this is, we are just starting. Okay, we are just starting where we are going to help you out. So for those of you who are going to share, who are going to want to take the action today, we're going to pass on those 12 sets of videos that you can go through today, and you can come tomorrow. Because yeah, we'll get the recorded session. Yeah, Divya, you will get it if you miss it. Absolutely, we can pass on the recorded session. But I would still recommend, even if I give the recorded session, you come for the next one, because live session is live. Next date, Rajesh, we have still not finalized. This price is going to increase. Okay, we are just getting started. Because of that, this particular price have been kept. See, if you're going for a normal movie, right, on a normal day, husband and wife with 2 kids, if you're going and attending this, you'll spend more than 999 rupees in a movie hall, right? If you're going for a multiplex and other stuff, this price is nothing, guys. Okay, this is going to change. This is going to change gradually. You're going to increase this because we are getting started now. So we are giving this discount at absolutely a throwaway price. So yeah, we are having this session tomorrow and day after tomorrow. For those of you who think that, okay, you're missing the recorded, I mean, if you're not able to look at it, don't worry, join the course live session and then you can go with the recorded session later, no problem. Those of you who are going to block the calendar today, this price is going to be the same. If you miss that tomorrow's session or day after tomorrow's session, don't worry, we'll give you a replacement session in the next live session that we're going to do it. Okay, the key is block your time, block your this thing with this price, because this price is not going to be the same again and again, right? So it's an important aspect. So don't think as in 999 rupees as the expense. Think as an investment. Okay, the next few years that is going to come is going to be the years of learning. After corona, we are seeing a structural change that's going to happen. When the structural change happens, the life will never be the same. It's going to be the people who can learn the things faster and implement faster, right? So if you come and ask me, I have the seminars mind maps of last few years. So wherever I go, I look at it and I come back. Let me show you a screen share. Let me share you how we have built a mind map of the book. Okay, so let me share. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Because you got to really see that, how exactly it is done. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? If you type, if you can see my screen, just type in yes. Yeah. Yes. So this is about a book called Rich Dad and Poor Dad. And this is entire book actually is summarized in one page. Can you believe summarizing the entire book in single page? Absolutely stunning. That means you can recall the entire book within a matter of few minutes. Okay. So for those of you who do not know this particular book, it's one of the famous book. You don't need to know about the book. You got to understand the concept of how mind mapping can be done. All of you can do it. It's not just I am doing it. You can also do it. It's just that you don't know the technique. But once you understand the technique, you can also do it. Let me show you one more thing. I attended one of the seminar recently for one of the millionaire, and okay. For some reason today I'm having a problem in sharing my screen. Yeah, now it is coming. Okay, hopefully I'm able to see that. Okay, so I recently attended one of the webinar of one of my millionaire friend, and when I attended that, so I had created one mind map actually. So that mind map I shared it with him. So probably let me see if I can open this. Otherwise, pardon me, I'm going to show it sometime later. Let me share my desktop. Can you see this PDF? Can you see this PDF? Can you see this PDF? Yes. Yeah. So this is the, thank you, Rajesh, for paying actually. Welcome to the world of mind map. So this is about a speaker, he is actually running a happy fish, a swimming pool. He is actually, he made first million connecting trainers and students. The entire seminar, whatever he has explained, I made it in a mind map in one page. Okay. So this is how you can create a mind maps, like, stunning mind maps. This you can use it. So a lot of things actually, how this can be done. We are just getting started. Okay. So it's about your creativity. We just demonstrated with an experience, right? Let me ask you this question. How many of you, participated in that gem clip exercise, right? Gem clip exercise. How many of you saw an increase in the numbers? Forget about 100%, 200%. How many of you saw the increase in the numbers? Just type in. From the previous one to the later one, how many? Jagjit says yes. Yeah. Very nice. Thank you, sir, for making the payment. Jagdish says yes. Srinivas, yeah, the session will be tomorrow and day after tomorrow between 8 to 10. Between 8 to 10. Okay, morning session 8 to 10. So you can attend the session. Yeah, how to make the payment? We have a, you can make the payment here. I'm typing the Instamozo link. So Rajesh is asking which software you're using. So Rajesh, I'm using different software for different applications. The first mind map which I've used, I'm using iMindMap. The second one which we did, the live one, that is called Iowa. For those of you who wants to go and look at the Iowa, let me type in that Iowa link. You can just go and register there. You can just, there's a link to Iowa. You can just go and do it. It will allow you to create around 3 mind maps free of cost, absolutely, and just go and do a experiment on this, right? So there are different levels. For students, how do you get started? For business people, how do you actually, where and all you can use that, everything. But what we are covering is going to be the basics to get started with this, and how we can start using the mind map, and how you can be more and more productive. Okay, so any other questions? Session is in the evening only. See, actually the live sessions we are planning in the morning because you're going to have a fresh brain. That is what we are actually looking at. So maybe the first we are starting in the morning. We can look at in the upcoming days. We don't know how it's going to turn out, but when we asked the participants, most of them came out with the morning as a preference. So we're getting started with this. Okay. So it's as good as, if you have around 15 books, how much time you're going to take those 15 books to read, right? And then afterwards, if you're not able to recall, do you remember the example of the pot that I'm telling? So whatever you're going to put. So how is it, just to whatever the water is there, just close those holes, just close those holes and retain the water. That is more cheaper, right? Than going and borrowing the water every time and refilling. So when you start practicing more and more mind mapping, so more and more recalling, that's going to get it. So imagine you go and attend a seminar, you pay 20,000, 30,000 rupees. And then if you don't capture anything, and after sometimes you're going to lose everything out. The entire money is gone. If you travel to a different location, travel cost, everything you include, right? In front of this, what you're paying, 999 rupees is nothing, right? So I'm again pasting this. Link for those of you who have got a questions, please feel free to ask me. And this is an investment for life. Okay, investment for life. I wish somebody would have taught me this in the manner which I'm actually looking at. That would have saved a lot of years for me. So probably I would have started somewhere else, right? So 21st century is a area of collaboration. You got to look at how you can collaborate with different people. Why different people will come and collaborate with you, right? You got to be different. You got to be thinking different. So how you can think different? You got to enable the creative side of the brain, right? So you saw absolutely in front of you how much time we took for that, gem clip exercise. Can you type in? Can you type in how much time we took for that gem clip exercise? Less than 10 minutes. Is that correct? Yes. So less than 10 minutes. So within that 10 minutes, you saw the difference in this. Okay. So that's what I wanted to say. This is not my actual, I don't make a living out of this. I'm actually teaching this because I felt a real value when I started using it. I want to make a difference in a lot of people. Our traditional system of education is really stopping our thinking. You can't change the education system overnight. It takes time. But how do you supplement an extra education so that with an existing education system, we can grow faster? Is the research I've been doing for years. And mind mapping has been one of the reasons why I want to take it very full time and help a lot of people, because it's going to change your life. I have a vision of giving more and more time to individuals, and take this mind mapping, the moment you save that time, use that same time, spend more time with your family, give it back to the society. I'm a very environmental person. You saw that some of the projects that we have executed. I want all of you to plant more trees, after this, the time that you're going to come and help a lot more and more people. So the vision is really big. I come with a vision of planting 200 crore trees. And yeah, thank you. For if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, we can wind up the session. So there's absolutely a different things that you can actually look at. For those of you who have a really problem in making 100% payment, please do check with the numbers which is typed in with Chauhan sir. Get in touch with him. What are the other financing thing that you can actually work out? Because I don't want you guys to miss out a single session just because of the delay that you want to do. A lot more things.
या डेफिनेटली मैं आपको ये बता देना चाहता हूँ कि यदि आप 100% पेमेंट, क्योंकि कोरोना का इफेक्ट है और बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स भी हैं, कहीं कोई दिक्कत की बात नहीं, तत्काल में यदि आप नहीं दे पा रहे हैं तो आप एक छोटा सा टोकन अमाउंट दे करके कल रात तक के आप बाकी का पेमेंट दे सकते हैं, कहीं कोई दिक्कत की बात नहीं। यदि आप एक आध दिन डिले भी करेंगे तो कोई बहुत बड़ी चीज नहीं है, वो कोई इश्यू नहीं है, लेकिन हम ये चाहते हैं कि आप आइए, जरूर इस चीज को कीजिए, बिकॉज कल सवेरे 8 बजे हम बहुत ही शानदार चीज करने जा रहे हैं और एक एक चीजों के ऊपर में आपको पूरी जानकारी कार्तिक सर देंगे। इसके अलावा आप अंदाजा लगाइए 999 में आपको 3 सेट में 4 वीडियो मींस 12 रिकॉर्डेड वीडियो आपको तत्काल मिलेंगे। दूसरा, आपको 2 लाइव सेशन 2-2 घंटे के कल और परसों मिलेंगे, उसकी रिकॉर्डिंग भी आपको मिलेगी। उसके बाद 6 महीने के अंदर हमारे जो मास्टरमाइंड सेशंस होते हैं उसमें आपको 100% फ्री अटेंड करने का मौका मिलेगा। आपकी कोई भी डाउट का क्लियरेंस होगा वहां पर आप कर सकते हैं। इसके अलावा फेसबुक और व्हाट्सएप की और इंस्टाग्राम की हमारी जो कम्युनिटी है उसका लाइफ लॉन्ग एक्सेस मिलेगा, वहां लाइफ लॉन्ग सपोर्ट आप ले सकते हैं। उसके अलावा हमारी जो काउंसिल है, इंडियन माइंड मैप लर्नर्स काउंसिल, उसका एक ई सर्टिफिकेट भी आपको मिलेगा। इतनी सारी चीजें 999 रुपए में, यू डोंट इमेजिन कि मैं ये गारंटी दे सकता हूं आपको कि हिंदुस्तान में कोई भी इतनी सारी चीजें एक साथ आपको इस कॉस्ट पे नहीं दे सकता। इवन PP1 में एक बच्चे का 1 महीने का फीस भी इससे ज्यादा होता है। हम ये चाहते हैं, हमारा ये पर्पस है, स्पेशली कार्तिक सर से रिक्वेस्ट करके, चूंकि मैं एक मास्टर कोच हूँ, मास्टर ट्रेनर हूँ, मेरे ट्रेन द ट्रेनर वर्कशॉप होते हैं, तो मेरे ट्रेन द ट्रेनर वर्कशॉप के जितने ट्रेनर पार्टिसिपेंट होते हैं, कोचेस होते हैं, उनके लिए मैंने इनसे एसोसिएट किया है और उसी प्राइस पर आपको ये सब चीजें प्रोवाइड कर दी जा रही है। अभी हम लोग वी आर प्लानिंग टू मेक इट इन हिंदी आल्सो। अभी पिछले हफ्ते हमने हिंदी में भी एक सेशन किया था और रिकॉर्डेड सेशन जो है वो सर अभी कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि हिंदी में भी आपको रिकॉर्डेड मिले। तो लैंग्वेज भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, सर की हिंदी भी बहुत अच्छी है। आप कल आकर के यदि हिंदी में भी कुछ बात करेंगे, आप अपने प्रश्न करेंगे, यू विल गेट रिप्लाई इन हिंदी आल्सो, राइट सर?
यस सर, डेफिनेटली यस।
या तो ये मेरा नंबर है, आप मुझे मैसेज कर देंगे तो हम आपको इंस्टेंटली ऐड कर देंगे। आपको जो भी टोकन नंबर देना है, टोकन अमाउंट 7067485095, ये आप यहाँ पर टोकन पेमेंट करके बाकी का पेमेंट एक आध दिन में आप कर सकते हैं। उसकी कहीं कोई दिक्कत की बात नहीं, पेमेंट इज नॉट द मैटर, बट आपका कमिटमेंट जो है वो हमारा मैटर है। तो थैंक यू फॉर दिस। और इसी के साथ मैं चाहता हूं कि आप सभी एक शानदार लाइफ स्किल को सीखें और आए, और रात तक के 11-12 बजे तक के मैं अवेलेबल रहता हूं फोन के ऊपर में। आप व्हाट्सएप पे आ सकते हैं, पेमेंट कर सकते हैं। कल सवेरे 8 बजे के पहले आपको ग्रुप में, मेन वर्कशॉप ग्रुप में हम ऐड कर देंगे एंड यू विल गेट the actual workshop, live workshop Zoom link by tomorrow 7:30 in main workshop group along with your all the recordings. Thank you very much, and we are signing off from my Indian Mind Map Learners Council. This is Harjeet Chauhan along with Mr. Karthik. Thank you very much, and Good night. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.